Good day, D-bags. Vu of Envu Films back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about this little camera I have here on my little Ulanzi neck strap. It's the new DJI OSMO Action 4, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I absolutely hate action cameras. I shoot on mirrorless cameras. I'm a 39-year-old Asian piece of YouTube douchebag trash, and the reason why I'm trash is because I'm Asian and I'm not a doctor or a lawyer. I'm a videographer for a living, so I'm a bit nitpicky on my imagery. And action cameras generally have very, for lack of a better word, trashy footage. Now, why do I use action cameras? I have a fishing channel. It is at Snag and Dragons on YouTube. I have a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. I wouldn't mind more, so if you like fishing, please head over to that channel, give it a subscribe. But that is what I primarily use action cameras for. And for the past year, I have been using the GoPro Hero 11. Matter of fact, I have two of them all decked out in Ulanzi cages, and I just pulled it out of this Ulanzi bag. Highly recommend this bag, by the way, if you were looking into buying an action camera, or you already have one. It's small, it's light. You can use it as fanny pack or this sling bag, whatever, however you want to use it. It's high quality. I don't know, it just holds a good amount of stuff. You could use it for whatever it is you want. It doesn't have to be action cameras. You could use it, go on an airplane, put your camera accessories in there, put your condoms in there, just in case you're about to smash all night long. Whatever you want to do, it's your business, not mine. So yeah, I am not a GoPro hater or anything like that. Obviously I have two GoPro Hero 11s here that I bought with my own money, and mind you, this DJI Action 4, I also bought it with my own money. DJI is not sending me anything for review over here on this channel. Perhaps it's because I say inappropriate things, I am not politically correct all the time, or I don't bullshit to sell things for brands enough. Whatever it is, I don't get free shit from DJI. I bought this stuff myself. That means you should be able to get a real world, authentic opinion, unbiased about whatever it is I'm about to talk about here. And if you're here, you probably saw my admittedly somewhat clickbaity thumbnail. And it's clickbaity, yes, but it's also some truth, because the testing that I did for the DJI Action 4 compared against my GoPro Hero 11, the DJI Action 4 actually did dominate. It did do better than the GoPro Hero 11 in the things that I find the most important. So first things first, image quality. In my testing and comparing the DJI Action 4 versus the GoPro Hero 11, I found that the DJI Action 4, even though it's only 4K and the GoPro Hero 11 is 5.3K, I found the DJI Action 4 had slightly better image quality. I think for the most part, either of these cameras will suffice for you average D-bags out there who don't know jack shit about image quality, and you figure that as long as everything is generally quote-unquote sharp, you're happy with, you probably won't notice too much of a difference. But again, I'm a disgrace to my Vietnamese family. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or a successful nail salon owner. I'm a videographer. So when I'm looking at this footage, obviously I'm shooting only in the flat picture profiles. The GoPro, I'm using the flat, and for DJI, I'm using D-Log, because my D is the size of a log. Again, that is complete bullshit. I'm Asian. We all know I don't have a log size D. So long story short, the DJI Action 4 just has a better image quality. The 4K looks just as quote-unquote crispy as the 5.3K of the GoPro. But when I zoom into the footage, 150% or whatever, the GoPro Hero 11 has more noise, more shit that is crawling around. If you look here, it just looks like there's some stuff looks like just some stuff just crawling around my face, whereas the DJI Action 4 doesn't have as much. And keep in mind, all of this footage was shot in those flat picture profiles, log or whatever, and it's graded. It is graded to my liking. What I shoot on Sony mirrorless cameras, currently using the Sony ZV-E1. I have my own Luts that I use for my Sony cameras. I actually took that Sony Lut and just put it on the footage of my DJI Action 4 and my GoPro Hero 11 because I want the colors from my action camera to match with what I do with my Sony cameras, because a lot of times when I go fishing, I actually bring my Sony ZV-E1, I film an angle with that, and then I have my action camera on my chest like this, and I want those shots to match. That is how I grade my footage. So both of these examples have been mucked with, meaning I graded the shit out of them to make sure they match with my Sony cameras. And what I have found was that they both have equally the same amount of dynamic range. DJI out of the box seems to have more contrast, which makes it seem like it has less dynamic range, and the GoPro is just more saturated. So, but once I do all the adjustments and all that stuff, I found that they both have similar dynamic range, which for action cameras and small sensors, that is really good. Now, a lot of you might think, well, the GoPro has 5.3K, and a lot of the other tube douchers that got all the other tube douchers that have gotten the DJI Action 4 early for review and compared it against the GoPro, they will mention 5.3K. I want to ask you this one question. Is the 4K from like your Apple phone or your Samsung phone as good as 4K from a Sony a7S III, FX3, or Sony ZV-E1? Absolutely not. Is the Canon R5 better than the Sony FX3 because it has like an 8K sensor versus the a7S III only has 12 megapixels and 4K sensor? No, it is not. Image quality is not always about the amount of pixels there is in a sensor. There's a lot of things that go into it. Bigger sensors generally will have better overall image quality than smaller sensors, regardless of how many pixels. Matter of fact, you could look at 1080p coming out from a Sony a7S III versus 1080p coming out from an a7 III. The Sony a7S III's 1080p is way better looking than the 1080p from a7 III due to many reasons. There's how the image is processed in the camera, dynamic range, color depth, whatever it is. So all because a camera has quote-unquote more resolution than the other does not automatically mean that it's going to have better footage. I'm looking at the 5.6K of the GoPro Hero 11 footage, and I'm looking at the 4K footage of the DJI Action 4 footage, and in terms of quote-unquote sharpness, they look equally sharp. Even when I zoom in, they look equally sharp. And again, this is after the footage has been touched inappropriately by my perverted color grading hands. They look similar. It's just the GoPro Hero 11 has a bit more muck and dirtiness to it when you only notice when you zoom in. Overall, again, it's really hard to tell the difference. With regards to, other advantages, you've probably seen, again, they all do 4K 60, 4K 120, use them, do whatever it is you want with them. I don't really care for them too much. I generally just shoot in 24p. I just need a camera here to get my POV angle of my fishing. With that said, the POV angle of the DJI Action 4 is also better. Even though the GoPro Hero 11 has that 8:7 aspect ratio, which is what I shoot in all the time, because it enables me to have my horizontal angle for YouTube and also have my vertical angle for my shorts and my Instagram content. And a lot of people has mentioned that, oh, the DJI Action 4 can't do that. And no, it cannot do exactly the same level of vertical action as the 8:7 aspect ratio. It does enable you to shoot quote-unquote open gate at 4:3, which means you do have more vertical resolution to work with to reframe and to do vertical content. But the key thing is that the DJI Action 4 is overall wider than the GoPro. At 8:7 aspect ratio, the max I could do is wide angle, and the DJI Action, the super wide, is a lot wider than what the GoPro Hero 11 can do. On top of that, the super wide and the Action 4 is not as distorted. So if you look at the two images, you'll see that there's a lot more distortion in the GoPro Hero 11 footage versus the DJI Action 4. And to be honest, the extra vertical image that you get from the 8x7 sensor of the GoPro Hero 11 is not that big, is not that huge of a difference. You get a little bit more, at the top and bottom, but not by much. So if you want to shoot the DJI Action 4 just like this, and then you want to use vertical content also, just shoot in 4:3 and you'll get something similar to the 8:7 aspect ratio of the GoPro Hero 11. Obviously not as much, but still, in my opinion, perfectly enough to use on Instagram or YouTube Shorts, which I think maxes out at 1080p anyway, and you have plenty of resolution up now. I believe it's like about 2800 pixels vertically when you do 4:3 on the DJI Action 4. And when I'm using POV mode, because it's wider, you actually get more information when you're doing your standard landscape mode. So I tested out like how much, of my hands and arms I can see when I'm filming in POV mode with this chest mount, and the DJI Action 4 shows more of the footage that is less distorted as well. So the biggest problem sometimes when you're shooting like this is sometimes you don't know exactly where the camera is pointed. So the more space that you have to film, it gives you more leeway to be in and out of frame versus having like less information. So generally speaking, when you're shooting POV, the wider the better. Last year when the GoPro Hero 11 came out and the DJI Action 3 came out, and to be fair with GoPro, we are comparing the newest generation of DJI Action cameras to the last generation of the GoPro Hero. So the GoPro Hero 11 was released last year. The GoPro Hero 12 is going to be released next month. So actually, we should really be comparing this to the GoPro Hero 12, which I will do once I most likely will have to buy a GoPro Hero 12 with my own money. Once I do that, I will do another test to see what's going on. But the reason why I have a GoPro Hero 11 versus DJI Action 3 was because, in my opinion, the DJI Action 3 and DJI Action 2 had really shitty footage overall. Like the GoPro Hero 11's footage was a lot better than the DJI Action 3. And of course, it had the 10-bit and of course the 8:7 ratio. Everything about the GoPro Hero 11 was really good to me, and it still is good. But I've always had this one issue with it. It is the fact that it overheats like my butthole after I eat Indian food. I'm telling you, the most I've ever gotten out of my GoPro Hero 11 on one continuous shot was 28 minutes. And that 28 minutes was on a pretty nice, cool, non-humid day, about 70 degrees and cloudy when I was fishing. 28 minutes. But every other time when I'm fishing, it's usually sunny, it's usually hot, you're talking about spring, summertime, I'm getting maybe 15, 20, if 25 minutes, if it's kind of windy. That's as much as I could get out of the GoPro Hero 11 before it overheats. And my solution has been, I bought this little battery case for the GoPro Hero 11, and every time it overheat, I would have to take the battery out, switch it to a different battery, and it'll go again for another 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes of filming, I would have to just pull battery and change it out, and I'll continue filming. And thankfully, the GoPro has never shut off in the middle of me reeling in a fish, because I'm a trash fisherman as well. And when I do catch a fish, it's pretty rare. And luckily, every time I did, the camera was on, it ran, and it recorded it. I tested the DJI Action 4 on 4K, 4:3, 10-bit, and it lasted over an hour before the SD card ran out of space, because I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize I only had like a little bit over an hour of SD card space. It lasted over an hour, no problem. I put the DJI Action 4 on my little neck chest mount here, and I just did a bunch of random stuff. I was driving, I went inside the house, I had a quick workout, I did some boxing, whatever. Cover up, cover up, cover up, cover up. Camera didn't overheat, and even to the touch, it was just kind of warm. After about 5 minutes, that thing was feeling hot, and I was surprised that 60 minutes, the DJI Action 4 was just kind of warm. The DJI Action completely destroyed the GoPro in terms of overheating. So I did a couple of audio tests. I did one where I did one testing both of the cameras from front facing, like talking like this, and then I did a test where both cameras are on the chest. Quick front facing audio test of the DJI Action 4. Quick front facing audio test of the GoPro Hero 11. Quick chest mount audio test of the DJI Action 4. 1, 2, 3. Quick chest mount audio test of the GoPro Hero 11. 1, 2, 3. The GoPro Hero 11 and DJI Action 4, I find that they both sound equally the same in terms of quality when it's front facing. You know, you could mess around with EQ or whatever to make them sound more closely together, but in terms of just the overall quality, they sound the same. The DJI Action 4 sounds a lot better than the GoPro Hero 11 when it's on the chest mount. For some reason, the GoPro Hero 11 sounds really bad on the chest mount. That's something I've noticed, you know, doing my fishing videos. So the improved audio quality on the chest mount is a welcome improvement. It's really welcome to me. And of course, you know, you could buy the audio adapters, you know, to put like a lav mic on the GoPro Hero 11, and you could put audio adapters to the DJI Action 4 as well. But sometimes, man, I'm fishing in the creek and I got to go into that creek to, you know, I don't know, retrieve my lure or what have you. I've done this before. And when you have an audio thing attached to your action camera, you actually lose out on your waterproofing, your water resistance. So, you know, for me, when I'm out there, I just want to keep the camera as simple as possible. And, you know, to maintain water resistance, I just need to shoot with it as is. So it's good that the audio is usable. It's good that the audio is good quality when I don't have to attach all of this crap to it. If you're asking me, am I going to permanently switch to the DJI Action 4 for my fishing YouTube channel content, and, you know, taking this and using this camera like at the swimming pool with my kids, at the beach with my kids? Yes, this is going to be my camera. This is going to be my action camera of choice, and these GoPro Hero 11s will be replaced by the DJI Action 4. The GoPro Hero 12 is coming out, okay? And is rumored to be a 1-inch sensor. It is also rumored to do like 4K, 240, 8K, whatever. I don't care what the resolution of the GoPro 11. I don't even care if it's a 1-inch sensor. This camera, if I'm doing the math correctly, the DJI Action 4, if I'm doing the math correctly, is about 3/4 of an inch. So it's only slightly smaller than an inch. What does it matter if you have 8K or whatever, 1-inch sensor, and the camera is still overheating on you? Remember I said, all because you have certain better specs on paper, like 5.3K, it doesn't mean the overall footage is going to be better than 4K. Sensor technology has a lot to do with it, how the manufacturer tunes it, whatever, image processing. There's a lot of things that go into how image quality turns out. If you're looking to buy an action camera right now, you should probably just wait until next month to see if the GoPro Hero 12 performs as well. And of course, subscribe to this channel, because I will test the GoPro Hero 12 versus the DJI Action 4, and maybe you could make a decision then. But if I was a betting man, the GoPro Hero 12 is still going to overheat. The GoPro Hero has been released 11 times, and each of these GoPros has had overheating problems and other glitches. Mind you, I've never had any other glitches, you know, SD card failures or whatever on my GoPro Hero 11s. The only issues I've ever had was overheating. So we will see what the GoPro Hero 12 does. We'll see what they do with image quality, the 1-inch sensor, whatever. But I think, you know, if anything, if GoPro just stuck with this exact formula, maybe did some improvements in the heating, image processing, whatever, they probably could have, you know, go a long way. But they're going to upgrade the sensor or whatever. We'll see if they could keep that from overheating. If they can't keep 5.3K from overheating, how are they going to keep 6K and 8K from overheating? We'll see. So yeah, if you're out here and you don't want to wait next month and you're looking for the best action camera to buy, go get the DJI Action 4. If you are a GoPro user and you have a bunch of GoPro accessories, GoPro batteries, the whole 9 yards, just stick with GoPro. I'm sure the GoPro Hero 12 will be a great action camera, and you know, the GoPro 11 is a great action camera. It overheats on me because I'm using it at like 10-bit and all that stuff. If you don't need all that, you'll probably be fine. If you're on DJI Action 3, 2, or whatever, the DJI Action 4 is worth the upgrade, okay? You know, you could probably sell your DJI Action 3 for like a couple $100 on Facebook or whatever and cover, you know, half of the cost of this. I mean, I think both the action cameras are overpriced. Especially this thing is $500 and it comes with like a little selfie stick. It comes with the batteries and all that stuff. But the $500 one is the one to buy for the DJI Action 4 because the case, the battery, the stick, everything that comes with it is well worth the additional $100. Because you just buy just the camera by itself, it's $399. By the time you get some batteries and case, it's going to be over $500. So just get the $499 bundle on DJI Action 4. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. I hope this video helped you make a purchase decision on your action camera. If you're looking for a similar comparison between the DJI Action 4 and the GoPro Hero 12, please hit that subscribe button to get notified of this trash content. Until next time, line up.
Hey man, you buy the new DJI Action 4 camera?
I might replace my GoPro Hero 11.
Oh my god, that camera, it trash.
Bro, there's like 6,000 TubeDouche reviews of the DJI Action 4. The footage looks pretty dang good for an action camera and doesn't overheat.
You cannot know if you like the product before you even try it.
Are you gay?
No, man.
How do you know if you never tried it?
Let me show you. When I see the guy, my lens it like that. When I see a girl, my lens it like that. Oh my god.
That's what I thought. The point is, you can know if you like something or not, even if you haven't tried it.
Buy my RGB LGBTQ LED light, only $29.99.